What's up, everybody? It's Kevin here. I'll do another Highlander build video. Actually, haven't done much building on the airplane, but I have been setting up my spray booth and prepping everything to get painted. I'm not going to be painting the fabric, only the steel parts. So I'm going to do a walk around of the spray booth. Built it kind of in the back half of the shop. I think it's 19 feet long, 10 feet wide. The front of it is just a door that is just hung over the top right now, and it folds down and goes all the way to the floor. I've got, I think it's 1/8 inch hardboard on the floor, and then I got 4 mil plastic everywhere, and they're 2x4 walls. I got furnace filters here for the air intake. And in the back, here's my exhaust system. This is actually a dog door over here, and there's a dog run outside, so I figured it'd be easiest to exhaust everything out this. So I built this box here to hold these furnace filters to filter the air, so they come easily off to replace. And this lower box here is just kind of an extension for the fan motor. Let me see if I can take it off here while I hold the camera. There we go. So this is a 16-inch explosion-proof exhaust fan. It wasn't cheap. I think it was $625. All the moving parts on the outside of it are either plastic or built of a non-ferrous metal, so in case anything fails, it won't create a spark. It's got a completely sealed motor. So that's the inside of my exhaust box. My original plan was to use this attic exhaust fan, and after doing a little research, I didn't think it was a good idea. Everything on it is made of steel, and you can see the motor's not sealed whatsoever, so I don't want to take the chance of making a spark and starting a fire, so I just decided to go with the right stuff. So that's the exhaust box. Paint booth is pretty much ready to go. I think the only thing I'm going to do is run some rails along the top, maybe 2 of them, the length of it to hang all the small parts to paint. So we'll just walk out and we'll get a shot of the outside. I ran 2x4s over the top edge, over the sides, to hang all my small parts when I'm done painting them. I've got the landing gear and the suspension and the tires and wheels, brakes, all that off the airplane to get it ready to paint. And then the other thing I wanted to show was the rotisserie I built. So these stands I had for my last airplane, and they work great for setting the wings. What they are is this center tube here is one of those steel tubes that extends and then screws up to support beams in a basement. So that's kind of the center section of this. I built some legs. I put some casters on the bottom so it spins around, and then here's the fitting that I have welded up to get the airplane to spin. So I've built this bracket here, attaches to the tail of the airplane. We got locks for pivoting. I'll show you that, how it pivots. We'll go up front. And it should work for the wings also. Like when I cover it, I'll just have to make a different jig. So you can kind of see this X brace that I've built here for the firewall. It catches 4 engine mount bolts. And then it's got a tube that sticks out. This bracket here is attached to this 2x on the post, and I can raise or lower this wherever I want, just to make whatever I'm doing on the fuselage easier for me. But so to spin this thing, all you have to do is loosen these, and just hand tight, and it spins real easily. So this is going to help for me painting and covering also. And it doesn't take much effort to do. and then lock it back down. 2 of the caster wheels on this thing are lockable, and 2 are not. That way this thing doesn't go rolling on me when I start spinning around. But that's what I've been doing. Now I'm about ready to start cleaning all this steel and painting it. I did buy myself a little sandblaster cabinet, kind of a cheapy one, but try it out and see how it works. I'm hoping that'll save a lot of time for all the small parts. But that's about it. I know I did a live video a few days ago of kind of all the same stuff. I think I'm going to kind of stray away from the live ones. They're not as good as the quality, and a lot of people don't log in while I'm doing them. But if you guys like that stuff, let me know. I can still do them. But if you got any questions or comments, let me know. Go over here, I'll show you the paint that I'm going to be using. I'm going to try polyfiber this time. The last airplane I built, I did Stewart Systems. It turned out all right. So Stewart Systems is a water-based paint, and polyfiber is not. This is their spar urethane, what do they call it? Urethane varnish, 2-part for the wood. This is the Metal Sol Metal Prep. Got their EP420 white epoxy primer, 2-part, and their Mark II 2-part urethane top coat. Do black for the steel parts, for the steel fuselage. I think I'm gonna do yellow fabric, black steel parts, black trim. I've got a lot of comments. People have asked me, I'll just go over it again, about powder coating. So Just Aircraft does powder coat their steel parts, all of them, fuselage and all the not hardware, but all the little parts and everything. I think it's a $1,200 option, and it only comes in gray. If you want to do any other color, I was told it would be about $2,500. So I knew I wanted black, and I figured for $2,500 I'll just do it myself. There are going to be other parts to paint on the airplane besides just steel parts, even though I'm doing the Ortex pre-finished fabric. I've got up there all my cowling to do. Let's see, over here, this is the turtleneck that gets painted, and I think all this aluminum here is for kind of everything that borders the doors on the airplane. Like the lower front windows and the rear upper windows. So there are steel parts to paint, or metal parts and fiberglass parts to paint besides the fuselage and besides the fabric, even though I'm not going to paint the fabric. So that's all I got. I'm going to get to work on prepping everything and hopefully start painting soon, as I'm kind of at a standstill until I get everything painted. I'm ready to start assembling control parts into the wings and kind of getting everything put together and get all the control system rigged and then start covering. That's going to be a little ways away, but got to get the paint done. All right, well, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any comments or questions, or if there's anything else you want to see.